This episode is brought to you by Simply Eloped. Planning a wedding and feeling overwhelmed? Simply Eloped makes it easy. With over 14,000 elopements and vow renewals planned and 37 stunning U.S. destinations, Simply Eloped planners have you covered. Their all-inclusive packages connect you with over 700 top-tier vendors, cutting stress, cost, and complexity. Your story deserves ease. Let them handle the hard stuff. You just show up and say, I do. Start planning today at simplyeloped.com. That's simplyeloped.com. Today on CityCast Denver, DIA is going to be slammed with holiday travelers next week, but who's really making sure everything goes smoothly? DIA CEO Phil Washington or the Illuminati? And is Phil Washington a member of the Illuminati? We partnered up with one of our favorite local YouTubers, Dave Chung, to go behind the scenes at DIA to investigate all the conspiracy theories, get up close and personal with Blucifer, and learn more about how the airport actually works. Today is Thursday, November 20th. I'm Bree Davies, and here's what Denver's talking about. Dave Chung, welcome to CityCast Denver.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here. Just saw you guys, but this is awesome to be here in the studio.
Thanks for joining us. We're so excited. Producer Paul Karolyi is here as well. Hi, Paul.
Hey, Bree, what's up?
So the three of us, along with our producer Olivia Jewel Love and social media manager Abby Madigan, recently took a trip to DIA, but it was not like your normal trip.
Yes, definitely something, a once-in-a-lifetime experience, but so happy that we got to do it.
Yeah, I call it a paranormal trip. Thanks, Dave.
Well, we'll get into that.
You don't have to do that again, by the way.
I think we'll get into that, Paul.
Let me die on the vine if you want.
With the conspiracy theories, which we'll dig into. But I think I want to start with, Dave, you recently released a video on your YouTube channel. We'll put a link to it, of our shared experience at visiting Blucifer up close and personal, or Mustang, as the sculpture is called. Paul, this is like a lifelong dream for you. How was it? What was the experience like?
I don't often find myself speechless, but this Blucifer thing that we got to do was one of those moments where it was just so special. One of my takeaways we'll talk about is just this. I think this changed my life. This is my next thing. I'll just tell you, I just got this Colorado style pizza obsession off my chest. I had been thinking about Bojo's and bothering all of the people in my life about it, and this horribly large crust and how the honey and where did it come from and blah, 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 blah for 10 years. And I finally got all the answers I needed. I mean, obviously I'm going to stick with it. If there's developments, I keep hearing from people in Kansas, not talking about that right now. But the fact that that chapter closed as I got to go see Blucifer, which I had always loved, it kind of opened a new chapter of like, because something is unsettled about Blucifer. This copyright situation, the fact that the Jimenez, the artist's family's estate, still owns the commercial reproduction rights for this thing, and yet Denverites have, by virtue of loving it and everything about it, it created this whole mythos around it. There's so much opportunity to make money and generate revenue for our city, which desperately needs it. Like there is something that is upset in the world around Blucifer. And I think my next project in my life is to find the truth and calm the waters and settle this for Denver. I think Denver deserves this.
Yeah. And I think that's something, I got chills as we were driving up to see Blucifer. I literally got chills, almost like when you see the Eiffel Tower for the first time or something like that. Like this is a landmark that you've seen.
Blucifer is 1 million times cooler than the Eiffel Tower.
I do. This is interesting though, because I did not have that experience. I don't like this piece of Luis Jimenez's work. He has other work I like, but it was so different seeing it up close and personal. The details you just don't see driving by it a million times are kind of intense.
He's missing teeth.
Blucifer
is missing teeth.
You can see his genitalia.
Yep. And
we were discussing his butthole at length yesterday.
Yeah,
it was preparation for this.
It was a little shocking.
I have in my camera roll about 15 pictures of the close-ups of the butthole. I mean, that's a cherished photo album now. If anyone wants those pictures, I'm happy to share.
Yeah.
I know you do, you sickos.
Yeah.
I have a zoom in, zoom out a million times of his French genitalia.
I mean, if there's a cover photo to put on social media, that's probably it. I mean, and people won't know what it is if you zoom in, but then when you zoom out, you're like, oh yeah.
The other one I liked was the one I took of his paw, his like hooves, his raised hooves, just from below, because his eyes look crazy, and you never see that angle, just straight from below into his mouth. He looks like mean and angry, and it's like, oh man. Oof.
And up against,
just loved it.
The Colorado moment to me was the Colorado sky.
Yeah.
Like the blue sky when you can
This
look
is the
up at
iconic
it.
look.
Yeah, like you see it in pictures from afar, but when you're looking up from that angle, Paul, you're like, whoa. Then I could feel the sort of Colorado-ness of what this is, the message it conveys kind of to folks when they're coming in or out.
The other thing that I think I appreciated more having seen it up close is the placement of this piece is part of the art. Like Luis Jimenez, being inspired by Horses the Southwest, like he was trying to evoke something with this piece. And by placing it kind of on a raised hill where it commands attention, like Blucifer, if it was a real horse, like it ran up to the top of this hill and reared its head and reared it back.
Yeah.
So it could be seen, and it kind of commands the whole landscape. Like you have to look up at it.
And it gets into the Wild West.
From the highway, from the airport, no matter where you are, you're looking up at it.
And I think that's something that was interesting about that. When we were editing the video, Bree, you said something like, I want this to be more grand around him. And it was interesting because he's standing, leaning back in this circle, but you're kind of in this field of like dirt and weeds.
Like it might as well be in a parking lot in a strip mall is how I feel like they have. It's like there's put a little respect on it.
Some dude in an excavator just moving dirt around. As we're like, it's like, does this guy not know this is a world-class piece of art? Like this should be the Mona Lisa.
There should be
you
like
go to the Mona Lisa, there's a huge crowd of people taking
Right.
photos, like hundreds of people, 24/7. Blucifer, 0 people.
Yeah, exactly. We're hearing like beeping from construction trucks and stuff. But I think that that's part of the magic, right?
Yeah.
It's feels like it's in the middle of nowhere. I mean, many people say that DIA is in the middle of nowhere, but then you have this like epic sculpture that's there in this field of like dirt and weeds, and maybe they're doing construction to make it nicer. Who knows? But like, I felt like you and I, Paul, were running around like little kids. Like we were so excited. And I could have stayed there for 2 hours. And I think that, Bree, you probably would have been in a lot of pain if Paul and I just kept running around and taking pictures of it. But I could have been there all day.
It's just art that doesn't move me. And I love hearing how art moves other people.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's really interesting how we respond to things.
Totally.
And I think also, I think this piece is such good PR for Denver, because when you come into DIA, you're not seeing Denver. You're just like, where the fuck am I? But you get to see this piece, and I think it starts to tell our story a little bit.
I think that's totally right. I think when I make videos about the airport, or I tell people who are visiting Denver for the first time, I say that when they land at the airport, they're going to feel like they landed at the wrong place. Like, this is not the city that has every major professional sports team and has grown tremendously over the past few decades. They're going to feel like they landed in the middle of nowhere. And then they get to see Blucifer on their way out, and they're like, he's lit up with the spotlights, looking epic. Eyes are glowing red. And then they're like, okay, I'm officially in Denver. I'm still might feel like I'm in the middle of nowhere, but I'm definitely here. Yes.
Yeah. So we did a tour. We did sort of a behind the scenes tour with the folks at Den, as they call it. I want to be respectful. I've never heard someone say Den so much. And I was like, oh, everybody just colloquially calls it DIA. But
I talked to the director of communications yesterday, Stacy, who gave us the tour.
Yes, and wonderful tour guide.
A DIA slipped out. She said it.
Nice.
It's got to be hard.
I have.
I mean, everyone calls it DIA.
Yeah, it's like I've gotten comments on YouTube where people are like, dude, it's DEN. And I'm like, I know, bro.
Do you work for
I've been to
them?
this airport all the time, but
like,
we call it DIA.
You're actually showing that you don't know.
Yeah.
Is the thing.
It's a litmus test for sure.
There was another thing about that. As I was leaving the airport, I didn't tell you all this, but I bashed my car up pretty good in the airport parking lot.
What?
Yeah. It's okay. I mean, it will be after I spend all the money to fix it.
Yeah.
But there was some stuff hanging off, as I thought I could get home and I couldn't. So I just was on the side of the road getting onto Pena Boulevard.
You couldn't drive.
I couldn't drive.
I didn't know that.
I was very embarrassed. I didn't tell you.
Oh,
I know.
But now I'm telling everyone.
Us?
Yeah.
So I was trying to I was trying to use audio cables to like tie this panel back on, and some nice person took pity on me, and he pulled over to the side and he tossed me some duct tape and he was like, "This is what you need." And I was like, "Thank you so much."
Wow.
And I chatted him up a
Coloradans
little.
are nice.
Well, not just any Coloradan. This guy told me he was the head of security at DIA.
Wow.
And I was like, and I said, "Hey, it's so DIA. What's it like working at DIA?" Because we just had this day, and he was like, "A DEN actually." And I was like, "What's the deal with that? What's the deal with that?" And he said, "Oh, the Dubai airport bought DIA."
Oh.
The
did not know
name?
that.
Yeah. And so I was like, "Wait, is that? Are you
Oh,
serious? I'm a journalist. Like, can I actually
verify that?"
And he was like, "I shouldn't have said this." So I'm officially starting a new conspiracy theory today that's why they don't call it DIA. I have no idea if that's true. I didn't look that up at all. I know nothing about this except what some guy on the side of the road told me.
And I think, not to further the conspiracies and things like that, I know we're talking about the airport right now, but on the Blucifer video, the first comment that I got was a guy who said something like, "Sounds like a 5-year curse to me," for touching Blucifer, and then Paul
Oh boy.
bashes his car.
Oh boy.
I was just in New York last week. I was delayed by 3 hours.
Oh,
and I was like,
no.
It's starting. And it's because we were so excited. And we saw his butthole.
Got into that energy field of Blucifer, and
Yeah.
now you can't get out.
It did stick with me. Very few YouTube comments stick with me, but that one I was like, oh crap, because I did think about Paul in that moment.
I mean, you
I'm
might
not
be
a
able to
s-
get someone to reverse that curse, but it depends.
Yeah.
I know a couple witches. I can help you out. Well, let's talk about conspiracy theories, because that was really what was driving us to do this. Was, Paul, you spent a long time getting the process of getting us into the airport in the first place, and we got to go.
They were very nice.
They were super nice,
They're
but it's like
pros.
not just someone you can walk in and be like, "Hi, I'm." Honestly, it was the coolest use of a press pass I think we've ever done for the show. But I don't know. I just wonder what did we learn? Are there conspiracy theories that you all felt got debunked in the conversations we had? I don't know where we want to start, but Paul, what was something that you learned on our trip?
Okay, so number one, I am not a conspiratorial person at all. I don't think any of these theories are real or really, honestly, that interesting. But what I do think is interesting is how the airport's bureaucracy has responded to this reputation. So that was one of my takeaways from this, was hearing the story from Stacy Stegman, director of communications, who we mentioned, who told us that it was actually her idea. She worked with the previous CEO of DEN, Kim Day, and in 2018, they launched this marketing campaign that was around the Great Hall project. There was a lot of construction happening at the time, so they needed to put up something on the construction barriers, and they were like, we need some kind of like messaging here. What do we promote? What do we talk about? And they were like, let's just embrace these conspiracy theories. Why not? Stacy's idea was, they're out there. People are talking about it. Why
not lean into
what do
it?
we lose by having fun with it?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not our number one thing. She tries to keep it tasteful. Like, I think I talked to her yesterday just a little bit more about this, and she was like, we try not to do too much because it could get hokey, but they know that this is powerful and they have embraced it.
Yeah.
Even after Kim Day left, the current CEO, Phil Washington, is apparently on board for them, just enjoying this as well.
Yeah, because it wasn't like that for many years.
Yeah.
Once it opened, those things, conspiracy theories started, and you never heard or saw anything about it inside DIA.
Yeah.
And it's an interesting turn. I think it was smart on their part because it kind of made it a little bit more fun. But I agree with you, Paul. Some of the conspiracy theories I looked into with the research really bummed me out.
Yeah, some of them are gross. I mean, lizard people one is like rooted in anti-Semitic tropes. That one, we don't need to talk about. And you'll notice DEN doesn't talk about that one.
Yeah.
And so this was something Stacy told me. I was like, are these ever a problem? Like,
Yeah.
Is this ever get in the way of the important airport work that you all do, getting people to where they need to go? And she said, we try to lean away from the ones that we don't like and lean towards the ones that we do like, the ones we think are more fun, which I thought, interestingly, was the underground bunkers.
Yep.
They think that one is really fun. So you'll see that a lot at the airport, and aliens, which honestly was not a big part of my research at all.
Same.
Yeah.
I didn't come across
The idea
really.
that there's like aliens hidden underneath which, by the way, didn't see any.
And I think that comes from, DIA or DEN, has the longest runway in the United States. It's way longer than what any typical commercial airport would need. And people think that there are UFOs that are hidden underneath the airport. Maybe they just need a longer runway because they're doing, crossing galaxies
Also,
and
it's
stuff
in
like that. So.
a very desolate area. Otherwise, it's not that it's not in an area of Denver, but like they had all the room.
Totally. Yeah.
For a reason.
And they could keep going further. And I think like, what you were saying about Stacey, I think the thing that I loved about talking with her is she knew everything. She knew every conspiracy theory. We are hitting her with questions all over the place.
She didn't sweat a single one.
Yeah, she knew everything.
Yeah.
Probably from the first 3 words that we said, she was nodding and she was like,
okay,
it's that
FEMA
one.
concentration camps.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yep, exactly.
Here's the truth about that.
Yeah. And, even the one about President Obama, which is something that I think people on YouTube absolutely believe. It's in so many videos.
Will you share really quickly?
This. I had never heard of this one.
Okay, so I had watched maybe 10 to 20 conspiracy theory videos about the airport just to prep for this, kind of refresh my memory. But there was this time, I don't remember what year it was, when allegedly there was a comet that could maybe hit Earth, create a dinosaur level extinction event. And the rumor is that President Obama was flown to DEN, to our airport, to stay safe in case the comet did actually hit. And everybody was wondering, why didn't he go to Cheyenne Mountain?
Right.
Because that is a recognized military site. It would keep everybody safe.
More secure.
Built for that kind of thing.
Exactly. And that's not a secret. And everybody thought he would go there. But the rumor is that he went to the airport and was hiding out there. And Stacey even knew that one, and she knew that one. She said that she saw like a funny fake picture of Obama at the airport that made her wonder if that actually might have happened. But it was fun that even she knew things that are really on the fringes, and she knew every single one of those possible conspiracy theories, and that made it so much fun to chat with her.
And she also knew where they came from. Like
The
I liked her
origins.
explanations, like the fact that a lot of these rumors are about like things hiding underneath and how much space the airport takes up, like what's hiding in all this space, derives from the fact that when the last airport in Denver was decommissioned and they were building a new one of the main problems with the old one was that noise complaints around the old Stapleton airport, because it was inside the city. So they were like, okay, that's why we need to build it really far away. And we want it to have all this land surrounding it, so we'll never have a noise issue ever again. But now we have a conspiracy theory issue.
Yeah. And something that I thought was so insightful that she said in the edit, I was watching her talk about this, where I said that, the Denver airport was built when Stapleton was like the 20th busiest airport in the United States. And it just seemed odd to build the largest airport in the United States in terms of landmass when we're like mid-tier, right? We're like a mid-tier
This is how Denver
airport.
does it, Dave.
Exactly.
We're like, we're going to get something huge.
Yeah.
And everybody will know us for it.
And then,
it paid off.
Exactly. And she said, like, well, imagine if we didn't do it. We would have been the 90th busiest airport in the country, and probably the makeup of the city would probably be very different. Yes, people would get to the airport faster, but
it's a hub.
Exactly.
It's an international hub. It's like we're attractive to so many types of businesses because of that.
Yeah.
You
And
know?
I liked that grounding in like, oh, that actually does make sense. It might have just been like foresight for where the city might end up going at some point, but I just thought it was interesting because it did seem bizarre that you're like, okay, 20th busiest airport, let's just go big. Let's blow every other airport out of the water. But then it's like, yeah, imagine if the airport wasn't the way that it was and we weren't able to travel the way that we can today at the airport. So I liked grounding some of the conspiracy theories in reality. I think that helped.
The business of airports,
Exactly.
right? It's just part of it.
That's a good segue to actually, Bree, what did you learn? What's one of your takeaways?
So we got to go sort of in the tunnels, right? And I was laughing because I'm like, oh, this is so cool. And I have like 3 friends that work for United, and this is what they do all day. They're just like, okay, cool, you went to my workplace.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I had a friend who told me that too. She was like, yeah, I used to bake cakes down there.
Yeah,
no
like-
big deal.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
40,000 people that work there
Yeah.
and growing.
Yeah, it's huge, and so it is a workplace. But we had heard about the decommissioned baggage system, right? And so that's common knowledge. They stopped using it and they built a new one. But something that struck me was the old one is not only still there, it's just like fully intact, just behind a gate. And I was like, Stacey, why not remove it? And she's like, because it would cost us a lot of money. It's not really in anybody's way. And it looks kind of like it's very old Denver in that it feels like a mine shaft themed restaurant. Like it really fits in with like our weird defunct mining stuff. And that's what I thought of. And she said, my dream, frankly, would be to make it into a haunted house, you know?
Oh, that'd be amazing.
They
Like
would
just-
make so much money.
Right. But like security wise, it'd be impossible.
Yep.
So that was really interesting to me. And the other thing was just like, you know, you see the new baggage system is up there. It's very slick. And then when you're obviously in the airport, the baggage carousels, that you don't see people, right? They're just bags coming out of a hole. Underground, you still see the people on the tarmac, but underground you see, or at least under the airport, you see all the people that it actually takes to make the baggage system work.
Yeah.
Tearing ass on golf carts.
Oh my God. And like everybody's stopping at the intersections. Like it was moving so seamlessly.
Yeah.
It was kind of crazy to see. And I was like, this still takes tons of human power.
It was like an AI powered city of the future down there, just with how much the carts were just going left and right all over the place.
And Stacy, I was on the car with her. She was hauling ass.
Yeah.
And I was like, do you like driving this? She's like, I love driving this.
I think, yeah, because Olivia was on the back.
Oh my God,
of your
Olivia was
cart,
like,
and-
I thought I was going to fly off.
Yeah, she was holding on for dear life in moments. We were nicely contained in our car.
We were good.
Yeah, but it looked like you guys were ripping
She was
it
driving it
behind.
like she stole it. It was, but she was like, this is fun. Like, this is a cool part of my job. And I was like, it is a cool part. I am being impressed by all the things you get to do, Stacy. But yeah, the golf cart world underneath was really interesting.
Yeah, it was huge. It was hard to orient myself
Yes.
down
I agree.
there. Like I will admit, I have lost my car
Oh,
on many moments. I
absolutely.
lost my car at short-term parking at the airport pretty recently. And so being down there, I was like, I have no idea where we are right now.
There's no way to directionally like orient yourself.
Yeah, it's like Vegas, right? Like you can't see the sun.
You don't know what
Mhm.
time it is.
Yeah, it's just dark. And I think that there was one part where we pulled over and you and Stacy had a really interesting conversation about the artwork and how some of the more controversial paintings at the airport have been in storage for years now. And
Which is one of the conspiracy theories is
yep,
if this artwork is so controversial, why are they quote hiding it?
exactly. And I
If it
think
is.
that something that was fascinating for me was just how much pride Stacy seemed to take in those art pieces. Like it seems like the airport, or at least the company line, would be that they love these pieces of art. They represent something very different from what conspiracy theories on the internet might say about New World Order, everyone bowing down to a child of a certain ethnicity and hair color, things that might create a little bit of controversy.
Yeah.
But it was really cool to see how, the airport just thought that these are beautiful pieces of art that represent something very different about like how the world could operate if everybody would just like get along and cooperate and things. And it was such a great conversation, especially just to watch it back on the edit. I was happy that we heard the airport's perspective on that. And it
Yeah.
wasn't just like, we just chose some crazy pieces of art that we knew that people would talk about.
Mhm.
Well, and you're talking about the Children of the World Dream of Peace.
Yes.
Which is a mural by Leo Tanguma. I was told by a friend that it was Leo, so my bad. It's
I think
Leo.
you said Leo in the video.
Yeah, I
so,
checked myself, but previously I've said Leo. And when I did my research, I was just so sad for the artist because the conspiracy theories really grew about this being about the New World Order. And it's really about like, what if there was no war? And that's been the history of Leo's work, is like facing authority, like pushing back on power. And the conspiracy theories led to him losing commissions. I mean, there's a great piece. We'll link it in Rocky Mountain PBS. My friend El Neff did a interview with him and his daughter, and it's just heartbreaking how that conspiracy theory impacted him. And I mean, this is a Chicano muralist, and it feels like a misinterpretation of a classic art style. And so it was a bummer to look into that and learn about that, but it also makes me happy that hopefully it'll then eventually still be shown to the world because it's such a beautiful piece.
Yeah.
It's
Exactly.
such a gorgeous
And it's
piece.
been photographed by so many people. So many people take selfies in front of it. And like, I am hopeful that, the video is going to attract an interesting audience. You're going to have some people who just love conspiracy theories, and that's
Right.
all good. But I am hopeful that, with the video that we did on Blucifer and the video we did on the airport, that people can kind of learn some of the stories behind the art, that it wasn't just there to create drama and make conspiracy theorists go crazy about it. Like, there are stories behind these artists, and there were effects of the different conspiracy theories that spawned from these art pieces. So I'm hopeful that the videos will help do that.
Yeah, and it's an incredible collection. If you just look at DIA's art, it's just an incredible collection that really tells a beautiful story about Colorado, I think, too. This episode is brought to you by the Denver Botanic Gardens. Make the holiday season magical at Trail of Lights at Chatfield Farms in Littleton. Wander through multiple glistening tunnels along the Colorado countryside as synchronized illuminations dance above. Enjoy the farm's mile-long path or take the alternative trail that's a shorter stroll but just as beautiful. Keep bellies warm with hot beverages, nuts, kettle corn, caramels, and fudge, which are available for purchase. Plus, get ahead on that seasonal gifts list. Visit Chatfield Farms Holiday Market running November 21st through December 24th. Chatfield Farms is located at C470 and Wadsworth Boulevard in Littleton. Trail of Lights runs November 21st through January 11th. Tickets must be purchased online in advance. Grab yours now at botanicgardens.org. That's botanicgardens.org. This episode is brought to you by Denver Health. Connect with a trusted provider wherever you are in Colorado, right from your home, car, or office. Whether it's a cold, a minor injury, infection, or even a rash, Denver Health's virtual urgent care gets you the help you need. Rated 4.7 stars by over 100 patients on Google, it's a reliable way to feel better sooner. From your campsite. That's something Colorado people do. What if you get a bug bite in the woods? Virtual urgent care can totally help you. You would know if you need to hustle your butt back to the city or if you can keep on your camping trip. I'm just thinking about people in Colorado doing Colorado things that I enjoy watching other people do, like camping. Denver Health is here for life's journey. Ready to make an appointment? Just head to denverhealth.org/virtual today. Most major insurance plans are accepted. Need care fast? Denver Health has you covered with virtual urgent care.
Guess what? CityCast has some news. I'm Sean McPherson, the host of CityCast Twin Cities.
And I'm Jane Sihu, and I'm the host of CityCast Seattle. Hey, if you have a friend in one of our cities, can you text them for us?
Yeah, something, simple like, hey, how's that rash doing? And do you listen to podcasts? Because I have one you're definitely going to like. After that, tell them that CityCast has helped you become more informed, more involved, and more connected to your amazing city.
We're going to help that person you know in Seattle who's been trying to make friends.
And we're also going to do that for that guy you only kind of knew in college who moved back to the Twin Cities after graduation.
Don't we all have that guy?
Yeah, and usually that guy is named Todd.
So did you text them yet?
Jane, let's just wait a minute. We don't want to rush anybody. We'll do a little small talk. How's everything going in Seattle?
Beautiful, beautiful. Fall leaves popping. How about Twin Cities?
Today, beautiful and sunshiny in St. Paul. Okay, Jane, I bet they are done texting by now, and I just want to remind them, hey, you, please tell that friend to subscribe to CityCast Twin Cities or Seattle, wherever you get your podcasts.
Or if you don't want to text them and you're really just on Instagram sending them DMs all the time with funny videos, send them a DM of our latest videos. You can find us at CityCast Twin Cities or CityCast Seattle on Instagram. Thanks.
Well, I have one that is some real reporting to share that has nothing to do with conspiracy theories. But this is a conversation we've been having on the podcast for the last few weeks, ever since Valdemar Archuleta, former Republican congressional candidate and worker at the airport, came on here and talked about how much of a pain in the ass it is for DIA employees now that the security lines have been changed. He said that they have lost their special access and that it takes a lot longer to go through security, and that all the employees are really upset about this. The clip of him talking about this, I know people care because the clip has gone crazy bonkers on TikTok, especially, oddly. And a few people I know that work at DIA have reached out, and they shared a petition with me. And 793 people, I don't know if they're all DEN employees, but they're calling upon airport authorities and city officials to recognize this pressing issue and take actionable steps towards reinstating a dedicated employee security line. And they are also upset about employee parking being moved further from the terminal, which was another change, which is a fact. So I talked to Stacy about this.
Yeah.
I talked to her a little bit on the tour. She didn't want to talk about it. So I called her yesterday and talked to her about this, got the real facts. And she said that she has never heard of employees having their own line. And she just disregards that entirely. She just doesn't think that that is real, and that it wouldn't even be up to DIA anyway to provide this access. This is a TSA issue. So if these employees would like a change, TSA are the people to talk to,
Good luck
not
with that.
DEN or the RTD commissioners that are named on the petition. She also says that the new employee parking area is exactly 4 minutes further away than the previous one, and it had to be moved because it is bigger and the workforce keeps growing. She drove it herself. That's how she knows it's 4 minutes further.
I can see, though, that 4 minutes just added onto your commute and then getting through security to do it just adds a lot of layers to, to working people. So that's interesting, though. That's a good sign, I guess, though, that they're growing. Their workforce is growing.
Depends on your perspective.
Yeah. Dave, what's something else that you learned?
I think that another thing that was great about going underground at the airport was just seeing, like you were saying, how busy it is, and just seeing like that a lot of the work that happens behind the scenes is just people, like you're saying, friends that are just going about their everyday lives. Like
Just
it's not a scary, crazy thing for them. Like they're just going to work, just like I'd be going to an office and typing on my computer all day. Like that's their regular day at work. But one thing that Stacy kept bringing up when we were down in the tunnels, we were pointing at one area that we were not allowed to go. And she kept talking about the trains. I want to say that she mentioned the trains at the airport maybe 4 or 5 times unprompted. And she was saying that there's a ton of people who are operating the trains all the time, mentioned that the trains basically run 24/7. Because
you can't really stop them.
You can't, right? Because
Only way to get from the terminal to the concourse.
The only way.
yeah, except for Concourse A, which you can walk to now. I think it was.
Is that open again?
Yeah, it's open again.
Oh, I used to love
just did
that.
I just did the other day just to prove it because I was like, oh, I've heard it's open. So yeah, so you can do that. But I thought that just her bringing up the trains and how operationally it's very challenging for the airport. There also are like art installations. I pointed out like the sickles that are supposed to be like mining tools inside the tunnel for the train at the airport. It sounds like that maybe it's a headache for the airport. I don't know. But clearly it's a huge operational challenge for them just on a day-to-day basis to keep that thing up and running, and knowing that, passengers get pissed if that thing is delayed or not working. If it's not
there's
working,
no
it's a disaster.
more stressful place than an airport.
Yes, exactly.
You've got tens of thousands of people needing to get somewhere right now.
Yeah.
So
and then just the fact that she referred to, what I would call like propellers or fans in the tunnel as like pieces of art, right? And how she wanted to like clean it up and make it look the way that it's supposed to look. It's just hard because it's running all the time.
Because they're kind of grimy, but it's because how do you get somebody in there to clean them without disrupting service?
Exactly. Yeah. And
which is crazy.
I don't think there's ever been a conspiracy theory about like the train at the airport, but I just remembered seeing those sickles that, are reminiscent of certain political groups.
You're talking about like
flags.
The farming tool?
Exactly.
Okay, like the hammer and sickle.
Exactly.
Okay,
I was
see.
like, a little odd. I just saw it the other day at the airport, and but yeah, it was cool to think about, like, that they think about that too as art. It's part of their.
It's probably a commission. I mean, honestly, and I see how most people might just, oh, that's cool, but like it's an installation essentially, which is really cool.
Totally.
Have you all seen Detour's new piece yet? That
No,
big parabola
I
made
want
out of
to.
luggage, the rainbow thing. I really am desperate to see it. I want to. It looks so good.
Beautiful. It's
So
up,
good.
and she was saying that it's hanging up high because they're running out of room.
Yeah, and that a lot of art is going to end up on ceilings, and they're going vertical because they're just running out of space.
So much art.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anyone speak. I mean, to plug the award show we're working on, we're calling for nominations right now for the Denver Awards. We're going to give an award for the best artist of the year. Detour, for that piece of art, I think I might put his name in. People should nominate him. He's a strong contender. That's a really beautiful piece.
Yeah, and he's really an he's really created an iconic look for Denver. I think when you see one of his murals, to me, I know exactly who that is. And if I don't know the person that's depicted in it, I go and Google it because I'm like, it's somebody important in the city that I don't know. So, but this was cool because it's not one of those. It's his color scheme, but this is like a 3D sculpture, which he doesn't do a ton of. But I'm so excited to see him do more of that stuff.
I think speaking of sculptures, something that was fun too is people talk about the gargoyles at the airport. And they're fun, right? They're sitting in a Samsonite luggage thing, which is an anagram for Mason site. It's a whole thing with the capstone.
You found this one again. That blew my mind.
One of my favorite conspiracy
just such
theories.
a tiny thing.
That.
I love it. And the gargoyle's tail is coming out of the briefcase. It looks cool. But I did love how Stacy talked about, like, if you think about the history of gargoyles, right? They are protectors of various
watchers.
places.
Yeah,
exactly. And she called them like they are the protectors of lost luggage, which I thought was very funny. And I was like, I kind of see them in a different way now, they're not creepy. Like to me now, I'm like, oh, maybe they are kind of cute. Like they're here to protect lost luggage.
They're doing a job.
Yeah, they're part of the airport, and coincidentally, they are semi-close to that time capsule area where the Mason symbol is, very famously. But at the same time, like after she said that, it really gave me a very different perspective on the gargoyles, where I was like, yeah, this has a little bit of a story behind it too.
But there's one, right? The other one is there more than one? Because there was the one that was animatronic, and she said that guy's just no longer in commission. Like he's out of commission. And it was just like, you're never going to see him again.
Yeah.
And I was kind of like, well, why not?
I was wondering if he fell over, like maybe he's just
animatronics are really hard. Yeah, that's a really hard thing to upkeep and like keep running. And the minute something's wrong with it, it looks terrifying.
Yeah,
because like its eyes falling out of it. But I could see where maybe just like keeping up with it wise was just not feasible for the airport.
Yeah, I was thinking like Greg had to have broken.
Greg the gargoyle?
Yeah, it's like, because, if he was just up and running, why not put him anywhere? Who wouldn't want to have Greg? Like, I'd put him in my house.
Oh, that would be a core memory for me as a kid if I was like that little. But what else, Paul? What are you thinking about?
Well, I have a question for you all.
Yeah.
Stacy told me like in the line of how much the airport should embrace these conspiracy theories, she said that an employee recently made a suggestion to the higher ups that they make a line of merch and sell merch in the airport.
Yeah.
That's like conspiracy themed. Maybe they use some of this imagery from that ad campaign in 2018. And Stacy was like, we're not sure we want to do that because DIA has a bigger function. Not everyone knows this. Like, think about a plane full of tourists from Japan coming to Denver. Like, do we want this to be their first impression? That's kind of confusing.
Your demon horse shirt.
Yeah. I mean, personally, I am now buying every Blucifer thing I can. So please send me links. I want the definitive Blucifer collection. But I wanted to ask you all, is there a DIA conspiracy merch thing that you think would be awesome or that you would want to buy that doesn't exist?
Wow. I mean, I was just, as I mentioned, I was just in New York City, and like every fifth shop has the I Heart New York things and snow globes of the Empire State Building and stuff like that. And it's like, Blucifer is a sensitive one, right? Mm-hmm. That would be cool. Blucifer in a snow globe, amazing. If they could get the rights to it and have that, like, who wouldn't want to take that home? Like, unless it's causing flight delays and car accidents and things like that. I think that would be very cool. But it's like, I'm trying to think of like...
Also, it could be cool to have the airport in the background of Blucifer in that snow globe, so you get the whole...
Oh, yeah.
Because that building itself it was very controversial when it was first built.
Yeah. Something that could be really funny is if they did a snow globe of the airport, with all the peaks, and you can see all that, but the snow globe goes down, right? And then they're just showing like, oh, there's casually a UFO underneath there. There's like aliens walking around, It's like
I like it.
I think that would be awesome, right? Like the snow globe actually goes like 2/3 of the way up instead of being like 1/8 of the height of the whole thing. And it just goes underneath.
Nice. With
the train, aliens at work, also carts driving bags around. Like the flipped snow globe, I could absolutely support that. And our 5-year-old would ask me for it instantly for Christmas.
Oh my God. Do you know how many tiny Eiffel Towers we had to buy? And everywhere hawks those in Paris, every single place you go. And my 4-year-old was just like, I need one. We got to buy one for Auntie Helen. We got to buy one for Uncle Eric. And I'm like, this is like not what they want. But these guys got us. And it's like, I mean, it's iconic.
Yeah.
Never...
It would be fun though. I think it's a great idea because it's like,
I love the snow globe idea.
Yeah. And, it's just New York has so many of these things, right? And LaGuardia is nice. I actually think it's the nicest airport in the US. But like, sorry, maybe I wasn't supposed to say that. It's so nice.
Hey,
it just got
own
redone.
it.
It's so nice.
I was like, I haven't been
Making
there in
your own
10 years.
Oh, it's so nice.
Okay.
But then like, it could make the Denver airport just more memorable, right? Where it's like, not only did you come to the city, maybe you went to a game, you saw a concert, you went to the museums, you did all the like tourist stuff, but then like on your way out of the airport, even if you weren't familiar with the conspiracy theories, you'd be like, oh, let me just stop by this like silly shop to buy a drink or a bag of chips, and then you also pick up something else that will make you dive into these conspiracy theories a little bit more, but just does it in a lighthearted way. Yeah.
Bree, what about you? You got a merch idea?
I mean, I just love the art so much that like I would just buy prints of Leo Tingomo's work, or like a pint glass series of 4 pieces of art depicted on each of those. I love those. I'm a sucker for those kinds of touristy things, and it would just be fun to like have like the detour piece free floating on a glass, or obviously Blucifer, the gargoyle, like just to have a little collection to remember. Because to me, it's about the art. It's so cool that we have this public art this 1% for art program, and it's so revolutionary because it's brought so much art to our state. And that to me would be the focus of it more than anything. It's like, I want to remember the cool art I got to see at the airport, not even at a museum.
Yeah. I mean, the gargoyle is a great idea.
It's
like, what better paperweight than your Samsonite
It would look great on a desk.
Oh, it's so good. I'd put it on my background, and like we'd put one right here.
Yeah.
And, like it'd be so good.
The one I would
you,
want
Paul?
is a t-shirt, big block letters, simple, New World Airport Commission. That's all.
Yeah. I could see that in
just
like Mission
founding
Impossible font or something, like
Yeah.
looking like I could totally see
That's
that.
my favorite one of the conspiracy theories. This committee that was just in charge of throwing a party that people were like, that's the New World Order. Like, okay.
And I'm like, that's a bunch of dudes sitting around smoking, because this was the 90s, at a table being like, what should we call this?
Yeah.
That sounds good.
And
like, it's cool.
Stacy just said, like, if you call it the New World Airport Commission, it actually doesn't sound as creepy.
No,
it's just a new thing.
It's just regular.
Exactly. Yeah.
But now it's like, it's just a great phrase, great name.
Yeah.
Call your band that, call it something. I don't know. I love
I'm
it.
actually surprised there isn't a band called New World Airport.
That would be a great band
That's
name.
a great band name.
Yeah.
Good call, Paul.
And it is one of those perfect if you know types of things.
Yes.
And I will occasionally wear pro wrestling shirts out in the wild, and people will be like, dude, amazing. When I'm wearing like some ECW shirt from like
Pro wrestling people are intense too. Like, they know every move, their favorite, every match, like that would be,
I never get more high fives in the wild than when I'm wearing a pro wrestling shirt. And I feel like the New World Airport Commission t-shirt would be similar, where like you'd be wearing it in Chicago
and get a high five.
Yeah, you'd get a high five from some random guy on the
Like,
street
nice
who grew up
shirt.
in Denver. That would be amazing.
Or maybe I'm rethinking this because I might get some like knowing winks from weirdos, or like
You'd be like, is this about my shirt, or are you just being weird?
Yeah, I don't know.
Or they're like dropping
Anyway.
some weird handshake that you are not
Exactly.
familiar
Like,
with.
what did I get myself into here?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the one for me.
Before we go, let's talk about the videos that we made with David and your team made that are so beautiful about our experience.
Okay, here's the thing. Not only should you go to Dave's channel and watch these videos, but you should subscribe, because Dave's my favorite YouTuber that does stuff about Denver. He's turned me on to so many great things. Like, I talked about Kaizaki, the great omakase restaurant, and I predicted it was going to win a Michelin star. I did that. I went there because of your recommendation. It is a great restaurant.
Really appreciate that. Like, all the places that I go to are places that we go to all the time. We have a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old, and my wife, they all come along for the ride. And there are places that we really love going to. I think that what made me want to make videos is I was seeing so many where everybody was like, this is the best something. This is the best this. I'm like, it's not the best, bro. Like, I saw a video recently. Someone said Good Times is the best burger in Colorado. And I was like, bro, Good Times.
Okay, Dave.
I'm
Okay,
not a
Dave.
hater on
Hold on.
The best
Hold on,
burger
Dave.
fast food wise.
Hold on.
Fast food wise, yes, but not overall.
It's
Are
no
you
cherry
are
picker.
retracting
I
your
love
statement?
Good
Good
Times.
too. We go regularly.
Good
but
Times,
it's
if you
not
want
the
to
best
sponsor
burger.
this, we love it.
Okay, and don't listen to this part because Good Times has a problem. Their spoon benders, the quality control has fallen off a cliff.
Yes.
They do not know how to maintain these machines, and I will not order them anymore. And I have told the people at my local Good Times, I was like, you're calling it a spoon bender. Look at my spoon. It's dripping off the end here. There's no bending happening. Like, I think you're not making this right. Please, can I have like, and they were just like, no, this is it. It's because it's hot fudge in there. It melts. And I'm like, okay, sure. I just won't get it again.
They need some
Sorry.
quality control.
I love you, Good Times. I want you to be better.
I will just say the Good Times on First and Wads. I have the nicest dude every time. I want to like stay and hang and talk to him for a while. He's so nice. Such great service.
And I'm not a hater on it. I just would
No,
never
but-
call it the best.
No, but
You,
that's-
you
just feel
touched a nerve with
I
this,
just feel like
Dave.
there are too many people who say everything is the best everything, and that's not true.
We'll put links in the show notes to your Blucifer episode, your channel, and then you have another video coming out at the end of this week with more of our adventures, which
Yep.
I'm so excited to see. But we'd love to hear from you too. What do you think about the conspiracy theories at DIA, or what are things about it that you really love that maybe are underappreciated? Give us a call, 720-500-5418. You can leave us a voicemail or send us a text message, but we know people have a lot of feelings about Den. Paul and Dave, thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you.
See you next time.
That's all for today here on CityCast Denver. If you enjoyed this show, why not take a minute to tell former DIA CEO Kim Day about us? Rate the show wherever you get your podcasts and subscribe to our morning newsletter and learn more about us at denver.citycast.fm. And remember, you can support this show and get great perks by becoming a CityCast Denver neighbor today at membership.citycast.fm. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more news from around the city. See you later. Will you just send me the doc? I'm sorry. I'm just searching through tabs and it's just need to close them.